Welcome to the Hodja on Architecture Podcast Season 4. Vernacular Architecture Beyond Earth, Chapter 1, From Villages to Cosmic Settlements. Welcome to the new season. Our task is as ambitious as it sounds, to ask what happens when the most genuine architectural wisdom, the vernacular, is carried beyond our planet. We will not begin with futuristic visions of gleaming domes, but with the humblest, most enduring of architectural forms, the village of huts. For just as the neighborhood was humanity's laboratory of survival on Earth, it may once again become our blueprint in space. Throughout the season, we will explore climate, materials, culture, and daily life. Yet today's episode delves into origins, how vernacular villages guide us towards cosmic settlements. Architecture's first lessons were not learned in palaces or temples, but in villages. Vernacular settlements were modest, improvised, and practical. They were shaped not by theory, but by necessity. To keep warm, to store food, to live together. Mud walls, timber frames, thatched roofs, all were born from listening closely to place. Design was not an aesthetic exercise, but a negotiation with limits. This is why the analogy matters. As we envision habitats on Mars, we are not envisioning cities overnight. We are envisioning villages under alien skies. Small, cautious, communal, provisional, yet utterly vital. When we think of these ancient villages, it is striking to realize how often they appear fragile, yet how long they endured. Entire generations were raised in what outsiders might dismiss as crude huts, and yet those huts contained within them the intelligence of adaptation. This duality of a fragile appearance but durable logic will almost certainly define the first Martian settlements as well. What appears provisional may in fact prove to be the most resilient response to alien conditions. Why Mars and why now? Scientists often describe settlement beyond Earth as a kind of civilizational insurance policy. The Anthropocene has made us painfully aware of our vulnerability. Climate change, nuclear risk, ecological collapse, even the possibility of impact from space itself. Colonizing Mars is not escapism. It is resilience on a planetary scale. And here again, vernacular logic proves relevant. Vernacular thinking accepts constraints as briefings, not obstacles. It thrives on scarcity, on frugality, on the elegant reuse of whatever is at hand. That attitude, humble, adaptive, pragmatic, is precisely what a Martian settlement will require. The phrase insurance policy might sound cold, but history shows us that humans have consistently expanded horizons when survival demanded it. Crossing seas, entering deserts, and climbing mountains, all were once unimaginable. Yet villages grew even in those conditions. In that sense, Mars is not an entirely new chapter, but a continuation of an old story, humanity's quest to inhabit what once seemed uninhabitable. To describe Mars as a future village is to place it in this longer arc of perseverance. The village metaphor also reminds us of scale. Villages never declared themselves to be finished cities. They grew by increments, learning as they went. Each new dwelling tested a slightly altered pattern. Each courtyard adjusted to social rhythms, and each cluster negotiated its relation to wind, sun, and its neighbors. That incrementalism, that willingness to fail small and improve, will be the DNA of cosmic settlements too. To begin as a village is not a weakness, it is a strength. It is the most robust way of building under uncertainty. Villages also show us that architecture is never purely technical. Every settlement carries identity. A courtyard is a place of shade, yes, but also a gathering place. A threshold is both shelter and a symbol. In the same way, Martian villages will need to be more than machines for survival. They must generate meaning, spaces where memory is anchored, where ritual is born, where a community can say, "This is who we are, even here." Vernacular knowledge teaches us that survival and culture are not separate. They grow together, like the walls and the stories of a village. Please think of how even the smallest villages on Earth have their own songs, their own stories, and their own markers in space. A well, a tree, a shrine. These were not grandiose monuments, but they gave orientation and belonging. The Martian settlement, too, will need its symbols, however modest. Perhaps it will be the first greenhouse, or the first stone carved from regolith. Whatever it is, these anchors will remind settlers that they are not just surviving, but living a shared story. This episode asked how vernacular villages guide us towards cosmic settlements. we saw that Mars is not a futuristic playground, but a new frontier of vernacular logic. Villages teach us humility, adaptation, and cooperation, and these are precisely the principles that will shape the first habitats beyond Earth. Food, shelter, culture, material, and form all will eventually echo the lessons of villages on Earth. However, those details will be revealed in the upcoming episodes. In the next episode, we turn to the greatest challenge of Martian life: climate. How can the strategies of vernacular builders, adobe, igloos, honeycomb clusters, prepare us for Mars radiation, extreme temperatures, and dust storms? Season 4 has just begun. The village has always been our laboratory of survival. Now it becomes our design concept for the stars. This is the end of the vernacular architecture beyond Earth. Chapter 1: From Villages to Cosmic Settlements. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode.